Hello there everyone, welcome to the YouTube video here on this channel. My name is Emily, also known as Siren. Today we are in the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator. What I want to do today is we're going to have a little bit of a first look / review of the SC Designs F-16. Today we'll be flying the F-16 Charlie. The pack also comes with the F-16 D Delta, which is a two-seat variant, and the F-16I, which is the Israeli version. Main difference between the D and the Israeli version is you can see you've got the conformal fuel tanks and the spine-mount electronics. There are, yeah, I'm definitely right. That's the three variations that come today. Like I say, we're going to be flying the Charlie model, but obviously other variations are available. So for our flight today, we're going to be taking off from here at RAF Lakenheath in Norfolk. We're then going to cruise over at higher level over to my first custom steer point here, which is just north of Grange over Sands and is an entrance point into a little low-level trip we can do through the lakes. So we can fly up Lake Windermere, over the top, hang left and then right through over Grasmere, and then exiting here or continuing on a little further if we so please. We can then go back to a high-level transit between the end of the lakes, over the top of southern Scotland, which again we can take at low level, but we're just going to go to high just for fuel economy. And then we go to the entrance point here, which is the start of the Great Glen, and we run up towards Fort William at low level. And at Fort William we follow the water, turn left, and do a mock attack run against the Glenfern Viaduct. Then turn around, fly back along here, and then up the Great Glen at low level to our exit point here, just south of Inverness, where we transition to, well, a bit medium level if I'm honest. We'll just handrail the coast around to Royal Air Force Lossiemouth, which is here at the top, and we'll land there hopefully. Total distance today of 843 kilometres. Well, it's giving me distance in kilometres, but if I do a quick little bit of googling here, so it's 819 km to miles, actually to about 442 nautical miles, so a little over an hour's flying time on the average. My target is going to be for an average speed of around 300 knots, so it's going to be a decent length flight, and it'll hopefully give us a chance to enjoy the Viper. Today we're flying as Reaper 49, which is one of the squadrons at Lakenheath. Its call signs. Unfortunately, there aren't actually any F-16s based at Lakenheath IRL, but I just thought it would be a nice little trip that I've been wanting to do for a while, so let's do it. Alright, let's see you in the aircraft.
Get runway 06 East departure. Reaper 45112 QNH 30.59er, wind 274 at 8. Departure to the east approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 06.
Alrighty, so, welcome.
Takeoff runway 06 Reaper 45112.
Let's go. So first impressions of the cockpit. I mean, it could be better, but okay. Anyway, I'm going to push that. My throttle's not bound. Okie doke, folks. I've just sorted my controls out because for some reason they debound themselves. So we've been cleared for takeoff. What we're going to do is stand up the throttles and get out of here. Let's go. So the plan is to do an unrestricted departure up to 12,000 feet. I wanted to say up. Whoa, okay, this is twitchy. 140, 150, airborne gear, 250, 300, and boom.
Reaper 45.12 continue for east departure. Reaper 45.12 leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Bye. So yes, that is Lakenheath behind us. What we'll do, roll off the top, Horizon's there somewhere. There it is. Woohoo! And we'll select a slightly more appropriate power setting in dry power. So yeah, 0 to 10,000 feet. Not a bad day over the southeast of England. So let's have a look at these navigation systems, because I've never actually flown this aircraft. So we are turning off course rather rapidly. Let's bring that nose about. Something I've noticed with MSFS is, something I forgot to change, and I'm going to do a video on how to fix it, is really twitchy controls. Like, see what I mean? You wouldn't really be able to do that in a real aircraft. Not without tearing your face off, if I'm honest. So I'm going to put about half power on. And we'll speak to air traffic for a minute. Acknowledge frequency change.
Lakenheath Tower Reaver 45112 frequency change.
So, quickly having a look at the externals of the aircraft. Okay. Okay. So, we've got 3 bags on, plus the conformal tanks, and nothing else. It's a bit of a shame, if I'm honest. I was under the... I'm going to have a bit of research, but I was under the impression that, you know, basically I intentionally didn't fill one of the external tanks, so I should have only had a maximum of 2 bags. But hey. Also, we are completely devoid of weapons, which we're the US Outlaws, man. We don't do anything like that. Back into the cockpit we go anyway. You can feel we're going downhill and slowing off. So I'm going to take a little bit of power and turn on course here. Just start figuring out the correct... Actually, if we go to 3,000 pounds of fuel burn per hour, you can't go wrong there, right? So I'm just going to quickly follow that course there. Now, quick look around the aircraft here. Got display smoke. Is that active for us? I mean, I'm going to speed up a bit so my flaps aren't out, but... No, it's not. That's good. And smoke off. Alright. So we're in wings of flight now. And we're just going to fly along the route, basically. Okay, we'll go £5,000. About 4.5. I'll say. That's £4,500 an hour. So we've got our CMDS, which is our radar warning receiver slash threat detection, basically. We're in stores Cat 1, which is accurate. Brake channel 1. Parking brake was on for that takeoff. Lol. Lol, no. Put it that way. AP. Let's see what that does. So if I go to... That's literally not how you fly this thing, but okay. Okay, autopilot off, please, thanks. Bunt, hit to wings level. So yeah, you know what? Something that MSFS does exceptionally well is sort of surrounding scenery. And just, you know, making it feel real. And, yeah, that's pretty cool if you ask me, actually. So, let's have a little look through what this can do. Okay, so, active mode selected. Got cost index here? Not in an F-16, you don't. Anyway, we've got 150 nautical miles to run. So, yeah, I definitely want to put a bit of speed on here. I'm at 8,000. I'm going to go back up to 12 and stabilise the aircraft there. I may pause the recording on the way over there, you know, if there's nothing to do. But we'll talk about that, because the thing is, in DCS, you know, when you're doing a cross-country leg like this, you can start planning dropping bombs and stuff. But this aircraft doesn't have that implemented in it at all. You know what? There we go. We'll say 15,000 is our cleared point here. I just want the jet to accelerate to 50. To be honest, we've got quite a bit of alpha going on. I'm surprised that hasn't reduced yet with our speed increase. So I'm trying to go to mill, which is maximum dry power. Okay, and there's 15,000, and we've gone straight through it. You know what? I legitimately couldn't care less. Throttle. There we go, throttle set, 360 knots, that's absolutely fine by me. So you can see over there on the right hand side, that's the wash. So Kings Lynn with and Sandringham, that'll be in about sort of that area there. This area is the wash, which is basically a large animal, well, a bird sanctuary shenanigan, / bombing range. You can also take a narrowboat across that, which is rather terrifying. Yeah, it's one of those videos I like. It was those like so canal boat, canal boat, narrowboat. Is there a difference actually? That's a good question. I was very bored one afternoon and watched a video where someone drove a canal boat over the wash, and it got very bouncy. So yeah. Yeah, so looking through the switches, a lot of the switches look right. I mean, no. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the Thunderbirds have got that mod, but that's a no from me. Oh, my seat's not armoured apparently, even though... Seat armed and the caution light goes out. That's quite cool. I'll accept that. Indeed I will. Looking down here... Is that my CDI? No. Oh, it is. So yeah, we're going to start with ETGX, which is our Wittering, which is where the Harriers used to be based. Let's go external for a bit. I'm not sure how to get rid of that. Where's ETGX? I'm being shown the airport code on my nav display, but I can't actually see it, which is a shame. But it is cool getting up here in my rather fabulous little F-16. Can I? Okay, so I can get rid of that. How do I get rid of the actual hood itself? But like, I don't know. Uh-oh! Uh-oh. I'm sorry! I'm sorry! No, 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 no. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. What have I done? So yeah, that's... Okay, so that's controlling the... I forget what that's called, it's got a fancy name for it. You know what, 18,000, that's fine. We've got a distance to run, 114 miles now. ETA 1417 local. Now all I need to do is figure out what time it is in game. I'm actually going to pause the recording again and fix this a little bit. There we go, I'm back a little bit now. I prefer this version of events, shall we say. So... Does brightness actually work? Probably? Question mark? So there we go. Right, see 108 nautical miles. They're going to take us 2 minutes longer to get there for some reason. I think... Oh! That's not the canopy! That's just... What that is the get. That's the guard that stops you going afterburner by accident. Jesus Christ! Don't do no pilot like that. I'm only 24, but I feel like I'm already 50 during this flight. So yeah, we're actually in slight burn, interestingly. So let's just pull that back a notch. Going about half power. So yeah, I'm just going to grab a quick screenshot. Captain Scott Crawford. It's jet. I want to go quickly into the cockpit because I can feel the nose is already dropping. No, it's not. Only slightly. Let's go 4,000 pounds an hour. The gas. Okay. No. No. Stop being a twitchy mother. Lover. Right, if I engage autopilot, will that just hold the auto... Yes, that should hold 18,000 from me. That would be amazing if I could do that. And then what you do is go for about heading of 330 on the heading select front. And enable heading select as well. And the aircraft will completely ignore you, which is nice to know. Master arm on. UCM. Actually, so we're going to turn that off. We don't need a laser. Apparently we don't need anything if this autopilot's doing whatever the hell it feels like it. So if I go center point, that'll disengage autopilot. Right. Where in the world are we, I wonder? It's that there for the map. So we're roughly over the if I decide I've had enough and just fail my engine, I could drop into somewhere like the East Mids will be in this area. But yeah, we are flying into clouds, which does worry me when, you know, wanting to do some low-level work. And put the aircraft up to 18,000. And altitude hold mode. Come on. No. Game. I know what a gear handle does. Yeah, AP, altitude 18,000. Turn off. LNAV mode. Yes. Fucking please. Oh, it's Derby, I think, below us. It's certainly a train station. It looks like Derby, if I'm honest. No, it's not Derby. That'll be Leicester, probably. No, Leicester's got the TMD over there. Right, game. Are you trying to kill me? You're trying to kill me, aren't you? Yes, you are. You pesky little game. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, we might be doing an en route diversion at this pace. I'm going to head north because I've dropped a long way south of my track. And attempt to... Yeah, there you go. You can see it's coming in from the left, the right there. This thing is impossible to fly well. Okay, so this is an issue in MSFS. If I hold down my right click so I can look around, I'm making a full stick stare maneuver here, and the game's not noticing. In the same way, if I make a slight right input and then start looking around, I can't put any other input in. So one axis at a time, it would seem. No one tells you that. Yeah. To be honest, I'm like this aircraft at the moment. If you wanted to go new around the sky, it's probably your deal. If you want to do any sort of milsim operations, just go get DCS. Yes, the scenery's not as nice, but the systems on board are so much better. Now what are you doing? Hello? USAF? AP off. Heading mode off. You no longer have control. Like I say, that I think this is probably designed, as much as I don't like to say it, to be flown by a child. This is, or someone who, like I say, just wants to go, yay, I'm in an F-16, woo, do a barrel roll. Like, see the lag in that HUD? It's outrageous. Yeah. So yeah, below us, that's going to be the Peak District now. So give you a rough idea where in the world, ourselves a rough idea of where in the world we are, I should say. There's Leeds, so actually, sorry, this is the Pennines. So yeah, that was probably Sheffield down there, because that's Doncaster. I'm not sure. I'm a lot further north than I thought we were, though. I'll say that much. Sneeze. Sorry about that. The problem with me is sneezes come in threes. So it's not unreasonable to expect I'm going to sneeze again, at least twice. That one came out of nowhere though, so we'll sort of duck away next time. Heading 313 direct. Heading 313. Heading 313, there you go. So yeah, there's Paul Hill, which is sort of Manchester. So we're about a quarter of the way through the route. And I already want to kill this thing. Doing brilliantly today. I think altitude gauge gone. That would be nice to have. Especially if we're flying at low level. So if I go to heading select mode on. Roll pitch is apparently the mode the autopilot's on now. So if I do alt choose, hold, so really the information I want to give the aircraft, so switch it to now so it's in GPS mode. Turn your damper on, yeah, okay. Reset to CDI. Oh, right, okay. So actually if I do 315 degrees, and then I do heading select on, look at that, now it works, because so all I want to do now is say, so altitude now in pitch mode. If I go to alt mode, it'll say 15,300 feet, no bother. There we go. So okay, the autopilot's now flying the aircraft. It is nice to put the AP on for a few moments, just let the aircraft sort itself out. But, yeah. So like I say, the external modelling on the aircraft, I mean, it's not bad. I'm not sure the USAF have CFTs on any of the jets. These are conformal fuel tanks. But, you know, I'm happy to be told I'm wrong. As you know with me. Take another screenshot. It might be a dusk landing by the time we get there, which would be a shame. Yeah, I mean, that sun is dropping. The only exception I'm going to give it here, it's in roll mode again for some reason, even though I've made no inputs at all. Or if I do turn on LNAV mode, so we're now in GPS mode, so it should settle, which is settle to Carlisle, which is the lakes, well, yeah, Cumbria. Again, amazing scenery below us, don't get me wrong. Also, these reflections are a bit OTT, not gonna lie, 'cause what's reflecting? You know? Again, I'm gonna say I've never experienced that in DCS, and I trust DCS's implementation of this game, of this aircraft, more than I do, you know, this version. So yeah, we're coming over the west coast now. Let's see, so if we look to the south, there's Liverpool. So Bay Wharton will be in this area. I was actually driving a train sim through here not that long ago. Let's see. If I go back internal, this would be Preston, I think. Or Preston or Lancaster, hang on. Lancaster, that's the railway bridge. So, yeah, we're getting there. We've now got 11 miles to go. We've got a 20 knot headwind, which is not helping matters. The altitude's just gone, no, fuck you. Right, autopilot's gonna come out now. Right. Try to figure out how to zoom that out. Look at that. Amazing. I can actually see where I'm flying now. So, move my thingy to that. We'll get below the clouds and do some flying. Like some actual combat flying and stuff. Okay, we are very quick now, so I'm going to come off the power because we can't go supersonic at low level. Coming up on the first lake, let's be Lake Windermere. Looking below the cloud layer. Got to put my camera up so I can actually check for other aircraft. I'm not obviously doing the radios for this because, well, the game doesn't simulate any other low-level military aircraft, and I'd rather just focus on my flying today. We have got a little bit of crosswind from the right, which has become more apparent as we drop into the low level.
Altitude.
Power on. Power. Now very low level. Doing a barrel reset.
Altitude.
Over Windermere itself on the right hand side there. Hello. Yeah, 0.76 Mach.
Altitude.
Great pace to be at.
Altitude.
Out of the glare of the sun. Amazing. Whoosh. Nose will come up ever so slightly. The right brake on. Pause. There you go. And I want to quick grab a screenshot. That'll be the thumbnail right there. Back inside. I've not set the camera system up on this because I don't understand the MSFS camera system, if I'm honest.
Altitude.
See, this is what this aircraft feels good trying to do this, So we said I was going to go left here, and then a right at the end. An immediate right-hander after these hills. So I'm going to pull up a little, just, you know, leave room for Jesus, as they say. I'll leave room for any birds to hit that go, oh shit! I'm being attacked, and try and take off, and then have a bird strike. Which would be not very fun. Woohoo! Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. You can see, like, low-level flying, we're basically untargetable at this stage, unless there's a guy on the ground with an AK. This is Cumbria, though, so not really AK territory, if I'm honest. This is great fun. And on to the next lake. Down to low level again. Fun fact, the Lake District actually contains officially one lake. The rest of them are waters. I would love to be able to tell you which one this is, but I don't know myself. Also, this isn't US Air Force level flying style, this is the RAF level flying style. I should be able to follow north again. We've got 142 miles to our next level segment. Yeah. So what we'll do is burn on. And as soon as we get to that 0.8 mark, I'll pull the stick hard back. And we'll get out of here. 0.8, 0.9, stick back. Nearly supersonic there, really quite fast. You can see again the altitude gauge just can't keep up. We're out of there. Woohoo. And I've now lost my SA entirely, so I'm going to roll fully inverted now and stick back towards the horizon, all wings level. There we go. Alrighty, so yeah, we'll just take 20,000 for this lag. It seems like a nice altitude, not gonna lie. So if I say Alt Hold mode, holy balls! How? No, autopilot off. Did you see that? I nearly just died. There we go. So, 27 knot headwind now. This isn't a fun flight at all. I think I do need to do is actually look at the fuel remaining on board. So it's now 2:40 in game time. Fuel's at about half. I mean, I think we took off about 75%, so that should be enough to complete the flight. Again, to give you guys a reference point for where in the world we are right now. We've GPS tracking. So we flew this segment here at low level. So the Duff, well, that's Carlisle over here. We're going to cross over southern Scotland at high altitude. Yes, this is the Solway Firth. So here is England, there is Scotland. I was actually here a couple of days ago, IRL, which is quite good fun. I was at home and I was really bored. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to go for a day out. Because of my, at least the time making this current employer, I get substantially discounted rail fares, shall we say. On auto throttle, what? Okay, so what the crap? Anyway, so I thought, you know what, yeah, I'm going to go for a train ride. And I went and did a 250 mile train journey because I could. I thought, you know what, I've been trying to be a good girl with COVID and all that crap, but I just can't be bothered now. Like, yeah, I've literally been trashing my mental health. 320 knots, or no. Okay, decrease airspeed to 450 knots. Will do me fine. 430 knots, there we go. Engage managed speed mode. Engage managed altitude mode, yes please. No, select altitude mode. So if I then go alt hold, heading select, but like not in a fun way. Turn altitude hold mode off, which is so that's in theory on now, which is good. It acknowledges that that is on. Increase vertical speed. Turn vertical speed mode on. Decrease vertical speed. Flight level change. I'm not doing that. Enable GCAS. Ooh, that's cool. So that is basically a system that's designed to stop us crashing into the ground. We'll see what that tries to do. Flight director can come on. Back course, which I don't need. Approach, don't need. Localized mode, don't need. Right, so it seems this MFD is obviously not really in use, and it seems the majority of the information is on that. For some reason, yeah, so my altitude hold mode is now on, but if I... heading select is now on, so I should now... yes, there we go, the aircraft's now aligning itself to the autopilot. So it's actually figuring out what I want it to do now. Amazing. I mean, it goes without saying, that's completely not the way it's done in reality, but hey, I'm going to sneeze again. I don't have COVID, I promise, I just sneeze a lot. Yeah, she sniffles heavily. Hello? You see, like, as soon as I... right, if I go to turn on LNAV mode, it's just not following the flight director at all. And the autopilot, the altitude's gone as well now. Right. It's doing those random snaps to the right, by the way. That's not me. I'm keeping the throttle perfectly centered right now. You know what? Autopilot's off again. It's obviously... the autopilot doesn't really feel like it's been tested. I'll phrase it politely. No, oh Jesus Christ, no. How do I turn the flight director off? Flight director off, there we go. So we've got 90 miles to run into our next low level point. There's actually a great video on FastJet Performance's website of them being low level in this area here. Yeah, because he's down at low level. And I remember seeing that wind farm in this area, so I'm assuming it's that one. Either that or there's a lot of wind farms up here, which is not impossible either. But yeah, like I say, I was up here not that long ago myself, and actually I've got some cool photos on my phone. Well, a cool photo. I was sitting on the train and looked up and saw 4 cons in formation, thought, oh, that's cool, that'd be like, you know, 4 aircraft on an airway, slightly separated in some way. But no, it was actually 4 Strike Eagles. I was like, yeah, that's so cool. So yeah, our next waypoint is 80 miles away. I'm just going to look, pointing in the right direction. We're descending slightly, but I don't really care. Yeah, I wish I could fly the altitude perfectly, but let's be honest, this aircraft's not the greatest. So yeah, you can see we're over halfway now. We started all the way down there. We're now, that's Glasgow. So you can see the areas we're in. What's my, so, ooh, that's going to be some clouds. So you can see we're going to be at low level. That's our attack point there. So it's going to be a nice low level run, snap left, probably come off an Immelman once we go past it, and then fly back north up the Glen, and then hit high level and just run like hell to Lossiemouth. I might boom over. I'm going to boom in the Great Glen, just because I can. At the end of the day, it's a game. You know, I'm trying to be realistic, but also let's be honest here. I mean, this aircraft, not the greatest thing ever, is it? Yeah, external and CFTs first. Pedal adjustment, no. Forget what that does. I think that's just AC, I think. Because obviously sticks there on this aircraft. What other stuff we got? We've got no idea what any of that is. Day mode. Makes no difference really, as far as I can see. So if oh yeah, 10, 20, back to 10. So it seems you got 5 miles. 5 miles, 10 miles, 5 miles. 5 miles. 10 miles. 20 miles. I'm doing 20 miles. Yeah, EGPF is Glasgow. So Glasgow's on the right hand side there. We're under some clouds. I mean, the good thing about the altitude and speed we're at is if I leave it at 430 knots, yes, it'll be a bit quick for low level, but we're not going to be supersonic, and we're not supersonic at this level, which is quite nice as well. But yeah, so the aircraft itself, like I said, external modelling, to be honest, it's alright. I know my settings aren't the highest in MSFS right now, but I'd like to see a bit more detail in the rails here. That would be nice to see that improved. Yeah, you know, the rails, tanks are alright, and we've not got the ECM pods or the targeting pods, which is fair enough. To be honest, it would have been nice to have had one of those. Actually, I should be able to do that on the fly. Just, you know, pull it up to a quick fit. New travel too, which is nice. I would, but I'm not going to risk it as well, because I know I'll just mess it up if I do something like that. So, yeah. So we've got pilot, which is a landing view, which is that. So it's that. We'll try this for the low level bit. Again, 45 miles to run. We're doing 400 knots, so, you know, a couple of minutes. Internals are probably the biggest letdown, if I'm honest. It doesn't feel like an F-16. What do I mean by that? Well, the textures aren't very high res to start off with, but there's no dirt. Everything's really clean. This aircraft, right, bit of a pro tip for looking at US military jets. You see the registration there is 87098. What that means is this aircraft was brought into the Air Force Infantry in 1987. It was the 98th aircraft they brought in, right? So height of the Cold War, pretty much. You can actually see, yeah, that's the entrance to the Great Landmark. But anyway, so this aircraft is, you know, pretty much, well, it's 35, right? It's not a new aeroplane. Well, in those 35 years, yes, a lot of stuff will be replaced, but a lot of stuff will just be in this same config. You know, a lot of switches and dials will still be there, and they'll be filthy because these things get used, and they go to not very nice places in the world. So yeah, that's just my 10 cents of an opinion. Oh dear, no. Yeah, it's good news is it's still taking the throttles, so it's still flying us a little, but yeah, not too badly really. So range is 20 miles confirm. So we need to be quite vigilant at this stage because obviously the the GPS will want us to fly over some mountains, whereas we want to select the correct valley and fly down it. Basically what we're saying. So let's have a look. Yeah, so you can see not this water here, which is what we're pretty much at the top now. It's this section here, and it arcs around to the north. So we'll fly to our infill point. I'll go 5 degrees nose down bubble. Which, yeah, 25 miles, that's fine. You can see as well, the flight path vector is currently on the other side. So we'll be over the top of that about 2,000-3,000 feet, which is where we want to be. And then we'll push up and do this attack run at 500 knots. Obviously we're in a slick jet, so it's going to have no problem doing that, but yeah, it's just something to do. In fact, since we're going downhill, I might as well just use some of this kinetic energy. Oh dear God, help! No! So 630 knots is supersonic at this stage. So we'll just do 552. 552 is actually a really nice number. And 7.99 Mach, which is pretty quick at this altitude. As soon as I get low, I'll be able to stick at this level and just turn straight up the well. It's not, it's a nice, decent pace of movement, and just basically enough in my opinion. So, yeah, we're gonna fly up at low level pretty much until the end of the main water. Snap left, do our dummy attack. I'm literally just gonna. I'll probably put the. Actually, I'll fly the flight path vector onto the bridge itself. We'll do the attack and then fly and land at Lossiemouth and go for dinner with the station commander, because that's what we do. We're the US Air Force, god damn it. I mean, what? Right, dropping down now nicely, 5,500. And we're in low power, so the thing is we're quick, but we're not making much noise. Comparatively speaking. So this will be Oban that we're over the top of now. Hello Oban. Actually, is there an airfield here? There should be an airfield in Oban. If there is, we've just busted their airspace. Oh dear, hello. No, it must have been somewhere else, not Oban. Because I know Oban does have an airfield next to it. So here we go, alright. Here's our infill point. We'll turn north to follow the glen. You can see it's nice and wide, so I'm going to hug one side. Give us as much terrain coverage as possible.
Altitude. Altitude.
Okay.
Altitude.
Just going to bob and weave a little. Making it nice and graciously controlled. I'm at 200 feet. So you see my little pointer there? The little,
Altitude.
yeah, so we're now below 200 feet technically, so I'll just quickly calibrate my thing. So you can see the, yeah, you can see the little arrow there with a line. That is our radio altimeter.
Altitude.
Basically, that's set at 200 feet. Ideally, we shouldn't be any lower than 250 in this jet, but no one's going to fight us if we are. That's Oban there. Hello, Oban. No aircraft in the area. Yeah, so, like I say, this is a pretty fun little trip to do. I can get rid of that for now. Is that open? No, it's not open. Oh, it's the golf course, apparently. So yeah, we are nice and quick. And see, the really nice thing about this is I put just got enough gas in, but gas is now 30%. But we're out of the intense climbs. We're going quick, but we're using 7,600 an hour.
Altitude.
We've got not that far left to go, comparatively speaking. And yeah, it's enough for us to land and have some sort of reserve going on. Is this the end of the water proper? I don't think so. We're going to continue. No, it's not. Yeah, negative. Basically, what I'm looking for is...
Altitude. Altitude.
Yeah, I mean, that looks gorgeous up there and great fun to fly, but... No, aeroplane, come on. Down.
Altitude.
Because I'm using an axis, in theory, to control my camera on a different controller. It just won't let me do it. Which is really frustrating. So, we're going to pretend our fun switches are on. I'm low and fast now. I'm not in burn, I'm just using dry power, which is nice. Okay, left stick and pull.
Altitude.
And trust the jet. 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 Burn is on because we're using a lot of
Altitude.
alpha to get through that. I'm sorry, Fort William. Hello, Fort William. This is Lockisle now. Lockisle, you do. Sorry. Running straight towards Glenfinnan now. We'll do a pop-up style attack, so I'll get to a couple of miles away, pop up, whatever, whatever, right. Off the land now.
Altitude.
Sorry. Waking some kids up from the mid-afternoon nap. Pitching up. Over the top. Scanning visually for the bridge now. Should be on the right-hand side here somewhere. I think we're coming straight over past it actually. There it is. Okay, and I'm gonna... Oh, game, you're gonna kill me. Okay, and I'm going to do an imblement into a bomb. Oh, well, split S into a half Cuban, sorry, into a bomb. Full power's on. Yeah, you can see full power in. Inverted. Okay, I've got my center point to bear. Boom, bomb gone. Uh-oh. Woohoo! Back out the way we came.
Altitude.
And away. Ideally, that would have been one pass, splash and dash, but my my steer point there was slightly off. So yeah, had to find the target, but yeah, that would now be one bridge very destroyed. I'm now running away at low level. But yeah, in real terms, you know, if they weren't expecting us, which they probably, I don't know, you know, in a war, who knows, right?
Altitude.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun hitting that. 110 feet, which is slightly low now. Although the RAF during Desert Storm, we're down at as low as 10 feet at times, which is just madly terrifying if you ask me, but yeah. Hello, Fort William. We're back to annoy you again, and we're leaving. That's the hydroelectric plant, by the way. That belongs to Aluminium Canada. So we'll now...
Altitude.
Turn north to follow the glen. Ooh, no.
Altitude.
Over the top of this. There's... Yep, there we go. There's our next quarter.
Altitude.
And there we go, back at low level again. Well, we've not left low level for a while, but who cares, right? So it's 37 miles to the end of the glen, so we're basically there now. But it's just, you can see our little shadow there on the ground, which is really cool. Get rid of that scenic tire, and then go. That was a lot of fun, that. So yeah, yeah, so this aircraft, you can see, if you're trying to do attack runs with it and be low and fast and sneaky and sexy, then it works. But it doesn't work in much else, really, if I'm honest. By the way, this, I believe, it's either this one or the next one is Loch Ness. So, yeah, Loch Ness Monster and all that, that's cool, right? So, There we go, 200 feet. And we're just cruising towards the towards Inverness now, which is our exit point. You can see as well, we're following a river. Now that is navigable water. So during World War One, they'd actually sail a small freight, well,
Altitude.
cargo ships. Sorry, freight
Altitude.
ships. Yeah, it's cargo on a boat, not freight. Small cargo ships up here with mines, and then they mined the entire gap between the top of Scotland and Norway. So basically you couldn't get a boat through, which is obviously unless you had the Allied maps, which is quite cool if you ask me.
Altitude.
I believe this will be looking at us here. You can see the weather's cleaned up nicely for us. Fuel check. Fuel is saying it's low. Yeah, I'm going to go back to fuel tank normal.
Altitude.
You can see though we've got 25% gas, which is enough to get us up there. We're not that far to run now. Custom waypoints come up on the nose, which is Inverness.
Altitude.
And at that point it's about another 20 miles and we're in Lossiemouth. But 40 miles at 500 knots, I mean, less than 10 minutes flying time if I don't slow down, which I have to, but Absolutely great, yeah. Now imagine doing this with your mates. For real. Yeah, quite good fun. You can see we've got a decel point there already, which is the game going, no, you need to slow down. I'll kill my auto throttle when we get there. I'm just going to probably, to be honest, we're going that fast. There's the argument if you're flying single engine aircraft at low level, that doesn't really apply to military jets, if I'm honest. That, you have to, your landing strip has to be sort of within the first 180 degrees of the nose. And you can see where we're at now is nothing. But I'm doing 500 knots. I've got 250 knots I can convert to altitude. So I can pitch up, go up, look for something. And probably still at this stage, but in the not too distant future, I can probably make it to Inverness from here. Anyway, we're now leaving the Great Glen, so you know what?
Altitude.
No, okay, this stick got a lot washier.
Altitude.
That's a lot nicer now.
Altitude.
I'm not sure what kind of support's in at the moment,
Altitude.
like augmentation,
Altitude.
but this feels a lot nicer now. That's half input. That's about what half input should feel like in my opinion.
Altitude.
Um,
Altitude.
right. Turn IAS mode off. Disconnect the auto throttle. So I can just go. Yeah, I'm now in control. Yeah, say 35 miles to EGQS, which is Lossie. You can see on the nose there we've got Inverness Airport. So we'll bear right, just to keep clear of any of their traffic. Here's at the city of Inverness itself. I think it's a city. So we've got the line at the Cala Calsh, and to the north, that's what that bridge is there. Yeah. I don't really know Inverness that well. I've never actually obviously been, so yeah. One of the cadet camps I really wanted to do was Lossiemouth, but it never came up when I was in the cadets, so. EGQS. Oh, alright, yep. So 30 miles. You know what? I need about... There we go. About 6,000. Okay, 5,000? Take 5,000. Yeah, I mean, we're doing 320 knots still. Just nice and quick. We're not going to do an airfield attack against Lossie. We'll just do a path break and land. That looks like EGP PE there, which will be... Yeah, that's Inverness. As you can see, I've actually got scenery for, so I need to fly out of there sometime. But it is a nice little place to be, this. Like I say, I mean, this is the cool thing about Flight Simulator. You know, you can... If if you can dream it up, you can do it. And that's what's always sort of intrigued me about these games, is they're inherently sandbox. And, you know, I to an extent, I'd love to have missions in Flight Simulator, which you do, but they're not really my cup of tea. And if that's all you could do, then I'd be very upset. But the fact that I can fly about to my heart's content and, you know, I dreamt this up during the course of the afternoon. You know, I had a nap, and now it's standby, 1:30 in the morning. Because that's what happens when I have a nap. It's fucking dangerous. But yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna open my can of Coke, the last one. But, you know, and that's what I like about it. But at the same time, I guess you always wish it was better, don't you? But, I don't know, I'd love to see DCS actually do a map of Great Britain. Like, a full, whoa, okay, the rudders work. The yaw damper shouldn't have allowed me to do that, but we'll talk about that later. Anyway, but yeah, like I say, you know, imagine this in DCS. So you could, it's one of the maps I'd love to see, is, you know, the UK basically. So from bottom right corner at, you know, Dover, right up to whatever the name of that bombing range is up in the Shetlands.
Altitude.
And you could actually do, you know, training milsim properly. Like, it's the same as the Nevada map, but better. Because I would argue, you know, the majority of DCS users are either British or American. And, you know, it's the simulation audience, put it that way. It's British, American, and German. That's why if you look at Train Simulator, that's why Dovetail does what they do. The mass, you know, from contacts I have in the industry, the biggest, that's Kinloss on the right, by the way. We're not landing there. Kinloss is actually closed, I thought.
Altitude. Altitude.
Yeah, but we're not embarrassing ourselves and landing at the wrong airfield. Oh wait, no. No, that's not us. That will be Kinloss probably. Yeah, it's the wrong shape for thingy. Kinloss doesn't actually exist anymore, so we'll pretend it's not there. Anyway, yeah, as I was saying, you know, yeah, there's Lossiemouth. But you know, and I'd love to be able, especially with Typhoon coming out, right? Imagine taking off in a Typhoon from Coningsby, going up to Spade Adam, doing some ECM avoidance. You know, dropping a bomb on Otterburn, furballing with some Hawks off, you know, off the East Coast, and then recovering to Coningsby. That'd be great fun, in my opinion. So, going up in the vertical now. Really just designed and maneuver designed to bleed some speed. Let's establish eyes on the airfield. Okay. Money on that runway there. So now they've got kind of a power on. Gear down. Now I need to land this bucket. Anyway. But yeah, that's just my, you know, or you... Heavens, right? Imagine a tornado in DCS. And I know you'd have the issues of people bombing population centres and bombing their school and all that, but at the end of the day, it's a game, you know. That's what it's sort of designed for. Is blowing things up, and I think, I don't know. But like I say, I think, you know, but I suppose you have the same issue with Nevada. If you live in Las Vegas, you can go and blow your house up, you know, and yeah, I don't know. I'd love to actually get, you know, into map making, and I'm going to be learning the art form in due course, put it that way. I'm going to land about 140 knots, so put the flight path vector on the runway, but I don't think the flight path vector is actually the direction I'm flying in, if I'm bluntly honest. Oh, wow. Yeah, I can't be. So, continue approach. Power off. There we go. Holy balls! Are we stopping today? Okay, parking brake please. Where's that gone? There it is. That's the level of braking action I'm anticipating when I put the brake on, by the way. Anyway, I'm going to go find a dispersal point to taxi to. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I just got a Steam achievement there, but I hope you enjoyed that flight. In sort of a full picture roundup, you know, I think we all know this aircraft isn't a full simulation, but it's also not designed to be that. You know, it's designed to be a toy, you know, more than a simulation, shall we say. Basically, you know, it's more flying F-16 about as a game than actually simulating and flying an F-16. But at the same time, once you figure out the system quirks, I mean, I was abusing it a little with the auto-throttle, you know, because I know an F-16 doesn't have an auto-throttle. At least, not the current versions that are in DCS. You know, I always caveat, I'm not a real F-16 driver, you know, probably never will be, which is a good thing. But, yeah. I don't know. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching today's video. Like I say, hopefully you enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, comment to see more from me, comment any suggestions you have, sorry, and subscribe to see more from me on a semi-regular basis. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now.